Coming up on the Hilton Head News, 3 people drowned on Sunday while swimming at Hunting Island State Park. We'll have details. Also ahead, find out how you can have your say as to what retailers should be located in the Shelter Cove Town Center. Stand by, the Hilton Head News is next. Welcome to the Hilton Head News. I'm Allie McNair. The body of a 17-year-old boy was recovered off the coast of Hunting Island on Sunday afternoon. According to the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, that teen, along with another 17-year-old boy, a 14-year-old girl, and a 38-year-old man, were in the water when strong currents began carrying them away. The girl was able to get to shore and call for help. As of Monday midday, the bodies of the other 2 swimmers had not been found, nor had the names of the victims been released. The National Weather Service reported that the group had been caught in a rip current. The 42-year-old man charged with stealing money from the Friends of Bluffton Dog Park was found dead on Sunday. According to Bluffton police, William Groom's body was discovered in Bluffton Park shortly after 9:30 in the morning. His death is being treated as unnatural. Officials say an autopsy will be performed at the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. Grooms was charged in June for stealing more than $10,000 from the nonprofit Friends of Bluffton Dog Park. Well, J. Banks Design Group has been recognized by Travel and Leisure's 2013 World's Best Awards. 2 of its design projects took top honors. Castello di Casoli, located in Tuscany, Italy, was voted the #1 resort in Europe, as well as the #2 hotel in the world. The Sebastian in Vail, Colorado, was voted the 12th resort in the U.S. and took the top ranking of all resorts located in Colorado. Now here's a look at what's happening elsewhere around the state. The federal government plans on providing several $1 million to health centers across South Carolina to help enroll residents in a health insurance plan. That announcement came in a media release from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The Federal Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act establishes different ways for Americans to enroll in a health insurance plan. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, an estimated 36% of patients who were served by a community health center in South Carolina last year were uninsured. $2.4 million federal dollars will be distributed to 19 health centers across the state. The money may be spent on hiring 45 people to assist the 41,050 South Carolinians during the enrollment process. There's a new law in South Carolina that will require hospitals to test every newborn for congenital heart defects within 48 hours of birth. The law was created with the help of Susan and Jason Smith of Clemson, whose daughter Emerson Rose died as a result of a congenital heart defect. With the couple's advocacy, the Emerson Rose Act received unanimous approval in the legislature last month. The law takes effect in September. The Smiths Foundation, the Emerson Rose Heart Foundation, has spent more than $16,000 on 36 pulse oximeter devices that detect heart malformations by measuring blood oxygen levels. Those devices will be given to hospitals. According to the foundation, pulse oximetry screening is a painless test that takes less than a minute, and new research suggests it can lead to the detection of heart defects in more than 90% of cases. An Aiken man will face sentencing after pleading guilty to federal charges that he made purchases with financial and personal data that he got from hacking into websites. According to the state newspaper, 21-year-old Max DeFore pleaded guilty to hacking into the websites and stealing more than 200 usernames and passwords between August of 2010 and October of 2011. U.S. Attorney Bill Nettles said that the scheme was discovered when DeFore was caught trying to hack into University of South Carolina computers to change his semester grades. DeFore could face 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Well, 4 endangered red wolves are now on display in a zoo located where their species freely roamed more than 300 years ago. The 9,000 square foot red wolf habitat at the Charlestown Landing State Historic Site on the Ashley River opened to the public last week. The wolves came to South Carolina about a month ago from a zoo in Millbrook, New York, where they were born last year. It's the first time red wolves will be displayed at Charlestown Landing, where the Carolina colony was founded back in 1670. The park's Animal Forest Natural Habitat Zoo was created in 1970. It displays animals that would have lived along the South Carolina coast when the English colony was first founded. Now, when we come back, details on dredging the Harbortown Yacht Basin, and also we'll talk to Mary Amonitti, who has our Daufuskie report. Stay right there.
I'm here at the top of the Harbortown Lighthouse with Nadia Wagner. She's the lighthouse keeper. Nadia, this is a Hilton Head icon, but many people don't realize it's so much more.
It is, Debbie. The view is so thrilling. Many people don't realize you can climb to the top. We've had many marriage proposals, even weddings. You can shop at the top for gifts you won't find anywhere else and wave to friends and family on our live webcam. It's the high point of the Lowcountry.
You do not want to miss this view. What's the admission cost, Nadia?
It's only $3.75 per person, and kids 5 and under are free.
Make this a must-see while you're here on Hilton Head. Thanks, Nadia.
Thank you. See you soon.
BJ Frazier of the Hilton Head Sun joins me now with Hot Off the Press. Hi, BJ.
Hi, Allie.
Give us an update, if you would, on the progress of dredging at Harbortown Yacht Basin.
Sure. After a long time coming, the permits to dredge the yacht basin have finally been approved. They are going to actually dredge up 300,000 cubic yards of sediment from the yacht basin. You know, actually that's about the size of Rhode Island, and they're going to take it out to the mouth of the Calabogie Sound and dump it, and then the tides will wash it away. So finally, all the big yachts for the Heritage next year will be able to come in and park themselves. They're going to begin it around November 1, and they have to be done by April 1. So it will finally be completed.
Maybe you can help explain to folks, there's been some confusion regarding longer hours for Beaufort County libraries. What do you know? Yeah,
well, the council has approved the budget for next year, and in that budget, they're saying that the library hours have been refunded, if you will, and some of the council members are a little confused because it hasn't been clarified yet. Because what happens is when they approve the budget, they approve the top line and then leave it up to the department heads. Now, Steve Baer is resigning July 1, the councilman, over this very issue, that it's confusing, it's kind of a haphazard process, but the council chair says, wait a minute, this is all good process. The department heads decide how to spend money, and it will all be sorted out in the end.
There is some solicitation going on, and when I say that, I mean a good kind of solicitation, right? As far as people having some input on what the mall will look like at Shelter Cove with regards to tenants, right?
Yeah, the new Shelter Cove Town Center is now soliciting opinions from all of us as to what we'd like to see there. And we can do that by going to popularize.com, that's ISE.com, as you can see on the screen, and vote for your favorite tenants. What will happen then is that the developers will take a look at it, and depending upon whether it's an Apple store, which is getting high marks, or H&M retailers and so forth, they will actually go to those retailers and say, hey, they want you here. And now it's not going to determine exactly who's going to be there, but it gives everybody a good idea of what will succeed.
Well, it'll be fun to hear what some people are suggesting. BJ Frazier of the Hilton Head Sun, we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Allie.
Charlie Clark, Vice President of Communications for the Hilton Head Island-Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, is with us now on the Hilton Head News. Charlie, certainly people would say the economy here in the Low Country is in what we might call bounce back mode. When I use that term, what can you tell me as far as new businesses cropping up here in the Low Country?
Allie, isn't it nice to see our local economy in bounce back mode? We've waited a while for that, so it's really great to see things humming along. Just to give you an idea, the town of Hilton Head Island issued over 6,200 business licenses last year, which is pretty spectacular. That represents about an 8% increase from 2010, so it's nice to see things moving in the right direction.
Well, what do you recommend for all those new businesses? I mean, who knows what the success rate will be, but what can they do in order to maybe have a better chance of succeeding?
You know, entrepreneurship obviously is alive and well, and that business license number really does reflect that. You know, obviously we've talked about it before on the show, Allie. It's networking, networking, networking. Although it's not scientific, interestingly enough, just in the past probably 9 to 12 months to give you an idea that the chamber has done 65 different ribbon cuttings. There are lots of businesses and individuals out there that want to make a go of it, and you know, in some ways the economy tanking had a lot to do with that. A lot of entrepreneurs came forth, decided maybe it was time to do something they wanted to do, and it's nice to see them doing that now here and throughout the United States.
Well, that's one way the chamber spotlights new businesses with ribbon cutting ceremonies. What other things do you do?
There's lots of networking events. You know, our members have told us it's the #1 reason they're part of the Chamber of Commerce, or any Chamber of Commerce for that matter, is the ability to network. And as we all know, networking is something that really does produce results for businesses, so much more effective than cold calling. And the Low Country community is one that is well connected, and it's really great to get together with folks, whether it's in the region, whether it's over the bridge in Bluffton. Business doesn't stop at the bridge, so we really encourage businesses, especially these new businesses, to really put their roots deep and get to know others in the business community that can enhance their business.
Can you give us a sense of what kinds of businesses applied for new licenses?
You know, interestingly enough, when we talked to the town about that, restaurants were one of the highest. They've seen some of the highest numbers in restaurant business licenses than they had in the past, which is also a good sign. You know, as a tourism-based economy, it's really important that we have those amenities that attract tourists and those that are great for locals. So it's nice to see budding restaurateurs coming forth, and we saw that with the business license issuance by the town.
Well, Charlie Clark, Vice President of Communications with the Hilton Head Island-Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, we appreciate your time.
Thanks.
And when we come back, we'll hear from Town Manager Steve Riley about the law against texting and driving here on Hilton Head Island.
The Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa is celebrating its grand renewal. Relax and unwind at the totally renovated resort featuring new pools, lush gardens and courtyards, guest rooms, ballroom, main lobby, conservatory, and more. Enjoy family fun on the beach, improve your game with unparalleled golf, indulge your senses with newly inspired low country cuisine in our refreshed restaurants including Oceanfront View 32 and Barony Bar, and rejuvenate at the Heavenly Spa. Stay for a night, a weekend, or more at the Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa. Be well, be Westin.
Hilton Head Island Town Manager Steve Riley is here on the Hilton Head News. Hi, Steve.
Allie, good to see you again.
Well, lots of news around the fact that the Hilton Head Island Town Council voted to place a ban on texting while driving. My understanding, though, is the Sheriff's Office isn't going to actually enforce that for a little while. Is that right?
They've got some education with their own officers, training them to what is and is not covered under the ban, and then some little bit of public education, working with the security services, all those sorts of things, and then initially warnings will be handed out, not straight to tickets.
Right, and as far as when actually people end up getting a monetary fine for texting while driving, where does that stand, like for first or second offense?
Sheriff's Office hasn't decided that, and it's really on them to.
Oh, they'll be the ones determining that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, we'll check in with BJ Tanner then, or someone over there at the Sheriff's Office, and let people know. Shelter Cove, you drive by the town center, future town center, things are really moving along. Apparently now they're soliciting ideas from folks to send in who the retailers are that they want to locate in there. What's the town's involvement looking forward? You know,
we're really involved in the permitting and inspection process, but also that new waterfront park on the back side. And we'll be working with the developers on a plan for that park and moving forward with that probably this fall.
And is that going to be a park really open to all? Are we going to have areas for picnics, sitting and looking out at the water? Do you know yet what the plans?
Well, you know, whether it's picnic areas exactly, I'm not sure, but it's going to be very similar to the existing Shelter Cove Community Park, only relocated, and probably add a playground, and then an opportunity to get out in the water. But we will still have waterfront along where the old park is, but this is really a nice location with a better view down the water.
And if people want to take a look, I believe they'd be able to take a peek at those plans at the town's website, right?
Yes, they are posted on our website.
Great. Well, Steve Riley, as always, thank you for your visit with us here on the Hilton Head News, and we look forward to speaking with you again on your regular visit next month. Thanks.
Absolutely.
The 350-30 celebration, if you live on Hilton Head Island, that may ring a familiar bell, but to make you even more familiar with that and the upcoming events surrounding it, we have Leslie Richardson with us here on the Hilton Head News. Hi, Leslie. Thanks for coming in.
Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Well, in case some people aren't aware yet what that 350-30 stands for, can you give us the scoop?
I would love to. 350-30 are two very significant dates for Hilton Head Island. 350 represents the sighting by Captain William Hilton 350 years ago when he sailed by Hilton Head Island. He never landed, he just sighted it. And 30 represents 30 years of the incorporation of the town of Hilton Head Island. So the Heritage Library realized about a year and a half ago that we had these two dates coming up in 1 year. So we have the 350-30 celebration.
Well, you mentioned the Heritage Library, which is one big organization helping out with this event, but first of all, give us an idea of the scope of the events.
Well, it's actually a week long. It's going to kick off on September 30th, which is a Monday, with a big old-fashioned welcome to the Town Hall of Hilton Head Island. The mayor and the town council and all the staff will be there to open and greet people. So it'll be really time for the entire community to go and see their town hall and meet everyone. A lot of photo opportunities. And then we're going to have a big celebration there with that all the town people will be invited to, with the biking group that are going to ride all the miles of the bike paths that will come in for a big welcome to the town of Hilton Head Island.
And this is in October, correct?
September 30th is the kickoff date.
Good.
Yes, it starts September 30th and it goes all the way through October 5th, which is a Saturday. Each day we've invited all the different organizations on Hilton Head Island to showcase their event. So I think the really exciting thing about this event is that everyone who lives on Hilton Head Island has two different opportunities. One, the ability to showcase their organization with an event where the people in the community can learn about their event. And the second is for all the people in our community to learn about all the different organizations on Hilton Head Island.
That sounds really wonderful. And when you say all the different organizations, you really have the assistance in putting this all together with so many different entities here on the island, right?
We invited about 6 or 7 months ago every volunteer and service organization on the island, or any group that forms, to come for a kickoff meeting. And even to this date, anyone who's just now hearing about it, which we're so lucky we're getting this amazing press from you, because I feel like we're reaching so many people, they can go online to the website. And if they're an organization or a group that wants to be represented in this week, they can go online to the schedule of events and they can actually put a date and an event for their group online. We have so many groups and organizations that will offer special events so that you can go in and learn about what they're doing.
Well, this is something really to be looking forward to this upcoming fall. And Leslie Richardson, I'm sure we'll be speaking with you again about it. And thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Brown Golf, where playing here has its rewards. Purchase a 20-round package of golf prior to May 1st, 2013 and receive a full day with yours truly. That's 18 holes of golf, 2-hour mini school, and lunch. To purchase that package, go to browngolfmanagement.com. That's browngolfmanagement.com. Now, let's go humble the golf course.
It's time for the Daufuskie Report, and with that is Mary Amonitti. Hi, Mary.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great, thank you. I know you want to tell us about what's going on with the Daufuskie Community Park. There was supposed to be groundbreaking last month, or rather in May.
Back in May.
Didn't happen, did it?
No, it did not. The Friends of the Daufuskie Island Park continues to communicate with the South Carolina Park Recreation and Tourism and Administrator Gary Kubik in an effort to determine why the construction hasn't started. And they haven't gotten any answer back yet. The contract was awarded, so the question is now, why hasn't it started?
And I'm sure you'll let us know when there are developments with that, Mary. Another issue I know you're planning on letting us know about too is the public ferry system, right?
Yes, the public ferry system, the county, as most of the people watching know, that they had put in the budget to $50,000 to do a study. And so what they're asking now is, have they contacted anyone and contracted with anyone else to do the study to compare it to other successful ferry systems in the United States?
Great, and I know you'll have that information too for us on a future Hilton Head News. Thanks for that.
Absolutely.
What about business at Melrose on the Beach? Some news there?
Yes, Melrose on the Beach has hired a new vice president of operation, Catherine Tillman. And Ms. Tillman has been a full-time resident of Daufuskie Island since 2004. She also is the publisher of the Daufuskie Island magazine, and as such, Ms. Tillman is very knowledgeable about Daufuskie Island.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Before we let you go, if people are planning to make a trip on Daufuskie or over to Daufuskie, there's a farmer's market. Tell us when that is if they want to combine that with their trip over there.
Yes, the farmer's market is every Saturday from 11 to 1 in the parking lot of the Daufuskie Public Boat Landing. For boaters, that would be ICW Market 29. And for the visitors and the islanders that live there, that's at 15 Hague Point Road next to Marshside Mama.
Well, Mary Amonitti with the Daufuskie Report, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Nancy Watts is here to tell us where to go on Hilton Head Island and beyond. Hi, Nancy.
Hey there, good to be here.
Well, you know, sometimes people get sunburned at the beach or the weather's not so great. So what are some recommendations other than just enjoying the beach while they're here?
Oh, there are so many good things to do. I'd say Rose Hill Mansion has got this wonderful tour. And I didn't know how wonderful it was until I went with a group of our car club. And there's so much history out there. It just gives you a whole new concept of the Civil War and all the important things that Rose Hill played in that during that time, and it's all been restored and so beautiful, and they have wonderful food for you to eat and nice wine.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea right there. What about with regards to theater? There are a couple of events right now on Hilton Head Island, right?
We still got Chicago, and if you haven't seen it, I just keep hearing rave reviews, and of course Don Hite keeps talking about Shrek, and it's just been going great guns too. I think they've been full houses at both places since they started.
So that's always a good option as well. What about some other ideas? Obviously, you know, shopping's always a fun thing to do, but what about that Gullah Heritage Tour?
You know, that is a wonderful trip. You get on board their bus, and you visit 10 different neighborhoods. The 10 different neighborhoods that were here long before most of us were here, and it gives you a new perspective on the way it was then and even the way it is now.
And those tours take off or leave from the Coastal Discovery Museum at Honeyhorn,
Coastal Discovery
right?
Museum over at Honeyhorn, yes.
Say, have you been to any farmers markets? I know you wanted to mention those too.
Oh my goodness, yes. And rain or shine, go. You can eat there, you can drink there, you can have a wonderful time. They have
people making some food for lunch,
oh,
right?
Well, I couldn't say
or an
that,
early
could I?
dinner, either way.
Well, yes, and they are just doing wonderful demonstrations, and it's a good time. And too, you meet so many wonderful people.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we're lucky to have it both here, Hilton Head Island, Bluffton, and other areas as well. Nancy Watts, as always, you have some great ideas, and we appreciate your time here on the Hilton Head News.
I'm always glad to be here. Thank you.
And we appreciate your watching. We'll see you the next time. I'm Allie McNair.